answers to enthuse us and set the spirit for our event.
The future of the society and the times to come. Looking at this phenomena, when we first conceived the idea of having a mock session of the Parliament for young children, the first question came was, what should be the age? Because the whole concept of understanding of Parliament as laid out in our curriculums talks about children in the middle school or maybe in the higher classes. But we felt, let us see if our children can be exposed to a little nuance of how the Parliament works.
Today, we have gathered to witness the proceedings of Parliament. Surprised? Aren't you? I'll tell you. We have a mock Parliament session. Mock Parliament is a model of Parliament. The purpose of mock Parliament is to develop in students an insight into the working of Parliament.
Black and white picture is of the first session held after independence, and this is how the assembly looks like these days. The president summons and prorogues the two houses of parliament from time to time. His assent is essential for a bill passed.
Yes, exactly, a good dose. So now let's move on to the next level of today's activity. That is the mock session of Parliament. Thank you.
Good morning, honorable members of the Parliament. On the 12th day of the month, March, we will be discussing on the bill to cover the loss of education due to pandemic. Rise for the oath-taking procedure. I, the member of the Parliament, solemnly affirms that. Now the question starts.
Honorable Speaker and members of the Parliament, I, the member of Opposition Party Karnataka, will the government of Karnataka be pleased to answer my question? The pandemic has led to many disadvantages for students, like students who have missed on online classes has given a rise to uneven opportunities amongst them. The Karnataka government is just focusing on cities and not on villages or rural areas.
Honorable Speaker, in Bengaluru, 1.4 lakh students have no devices.
The Karnataka government has established and sponsored funds to assist loans.
Was launched by the Higher Education Department. Mobile banks were established.
મોટા ભાઈ, પર્સનાલિટીની સાથે હ્યુમેનિટી હોવી બી જરૂરી છે. Honorable Speaker Madam, in Ahmedabad, about 5.72% of students who have enrolled under, including proper mobile phones and computers, are believed to be the reason that so many students could not participate in online classes. મોટા ભાઈ, થાકીને બેઠી છું. હારીને નહીં, ફક્ત બાજી ગઈ છે. જિંદગી નહીં.
Of 12,000 schools found 40% of the students did not have access to smartphones and internet. The state had 1.14 crore students. Honorable Speaker, Madam, just 30% of secondary and senior secondary students
Won't take them to work. It is a huge challenge to continue the regular curriculum.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, during the lockdown in wake of COVID-19, the school education department to tech-enabled learning sources. COVID, by introducing well-planned interventions, addressing critical elements of the learning ecosystem. Parents, students, and teachers.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to add, to expand training facilities to an alternative framework with the inclusion of Did you know, earlier parents used to bunk their own classes, and today, due to the technology, they are attending their classes with their children. See the power of technology!
From the time of independence of India, all of us are...
But what about the poor people? What about the illiterate parents?
Madam, it has been noted that the educational development has been better in economic...
श्री रामदास अठवले जी, पार्लियामेंट हाउस में आपका स्वागत है. अठवले जी, 5-7 मिनट में आपकी बात कहे. We have to move ahead. Only 5 to 7 minutes.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, आज मुझे बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है फील, क्योंकि लोकसभा में पास हो रहा है बिल. बहुत मुश्किल है ये पार्लियामेंट हाउस को चलाना. बहुत मुश्किल है ये पार्लियामेंट हाउस को चलाना. बहुत कठिन है बीजेपी और कांग्रेस को आपस में मिलाना. सरकार ने एक अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया है. आजकल पुलिस वालों को देखकर लोग ऐसे मास्क लगाते हैं जैसे कि बहू ससुर जेठ को देखकर सर पर पल्लू डालती है. गो कोरोना कोरोना गो गो.
माननीय अठौले जी, वो कोरोना को बोलने से कुछ नहीं होगा. इसके लिए आप क्या कर रहे हो, ये तो बताइए.
Of National Capital Territory Delhi, please.
Honorable Speaker and members of the Parliament, my question to government is, what is done for the 10th and 12th standard students for the loss of 10 months? What is done for the hygiene of the students? How safe are the schools and colleges if you call them? We are now speaking about online education, but I would like to ask my dear NCD friends, what about internet services and electricity supply? भैया, क्यों ना हम सारे बच्चों को दिल्ली ही शिफ्ट कर दें, क्योंकि सुना है वहाँ पर बिजली और इंटरनेट दोनों ही फ्री होने वाले हैं. Honorable Speaker and members of the Parliament, Delhi government has allowed all schools outside COVID-19 containment zones to reopen for classes 10th and 12th. जैसे कि हिंदी हमारी राष्ट्रीय भाषा है, हम आपके सवाल का जवाब एक कविता के माध्यम से भी देंगे. जो सांसद में बने मंत्री कोरी शान दिखाते हैं, आता जाता कुछ भी नहीं पर हम पर रोक जमाते हैं. जब सांसद में स्पीकर नहीं तो खुद स्पीकर बन जाते हैं. इधर उधर की बातें सुनकर बस आरोप लगाते हैं.
Honorable members, please maintain silence. You please continue.
खुद तो हमेशा बातें बनाते, हमें चुप करवाते हैं. खुद तो हमेशा बातें बनाते, हमें चुप करवाते हैं. भगवान बचाए इन विपक्षी दलों से, भगवान बचाए इन विपक्षी दलों से. क्या पता क्यों हम इन्हें नहीं सुहाते हैं.
your hands. Okay. All the nays, raise your hands. So, the ayes are 80% and the nays are 20%. Now, after Lok Sabha's decision and agreement, the bill will be transmitted to Rajya Sabha for its recommendations. The session is adjourned.
Honorable members of the Parliament, Honorable Vice President.
Honorable members of the Parliament, a bill entitled as to cover the loss of education due to pandemic has been introduced in Lok Sabha and has come to us with no amendments. So today the bill will be read and discussed by Rajya Sabha and it will be submitted to the Honorable President for his assent. Let us have discussion on the bill. Yes, you may.
Schools and colleges should have digital backup in such situations.
Yes, you can continue.
And next point is, strong medical support should be kept ready.
Yes, you may.
And the next is, lessons or concepts should be added to books and pandemic stories should be added to syllabus in order to make students resilient.
And the next is, programs should be added and included for mental well-being of children.
Yes, you may.
Citizens have to make aware how to be resilient and ready if in future such situation arises.
Now, let us have discussion on the bill. Okay, Honorable Prime Minister, please read the bill.
माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी और राज्यसभा में उपस्थित मंत्रीगण, यह मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज मैं आपके सामने एक विधेयक प्रस्तुत करने जा रहा हूं, जिसका शीर्षक है महामारी के कारण शिक्षा नुकसान की भरपाई कैसे की जाए। To cover the loss of education due to pandemic, schools and colleges should have a digital backup in such situations. पाठ्यक्रम फिर से तैयार किया जाना चाहिए जो उम्र के उपयुक्त कौशलों के अनुसार हो। ऑनलाइन शिक्षा से जुड़े रहने के लिए कोई एक सत्र ऑनलाइन ही आयोजित किया जा सकता है। Lessons and concepts should be added in books or pandemic stories should be added in syllabus in order to make children resilient.
So the ayes are 60%, nays are 30% and 10% as abstain. With 60% of voting, the bill has been passed in Rajya Sabha and it will be submitted to the Honorable President for his assent. The session is adjourned.
Honorable members of the Parliament, the bill entitled as to cover the loss of education due to pandemic has been passed with
the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha without any amendments. And now the President is giving his assent. And the bill has become a law.
मैं आदित्य राठी आज तक अशोका न्यूज चैनल से कर्नाटक के विपक्षी दल के सदस्य विहान संघवी ने सवाल उठाया कि महामारी ने छात्रों के लिए कई सारे नुकसान किए।
Hello everyone, Arit is back here. Student Parliament stressed importance to cover the loss of education due to pandemic. The member of Lok Sabha introduced a bill on Saturday 12th March 2022 in the mock parliament at Ashoka Universal School. I am Ishan Kote from NDTV News Channel. Lok Sabha spent a total of 26.5 hours out of total functioning time of 83.
This is the first ever experiment on this age group kids for mock parliament. So I appreciate the confidence of the students first. That they try to gather the realistic, they try to give realistic feel to their expressions. And that is what I appreciate a lot for all of you. Secondly, initially when it was expressed that what parliament is, the questions were asked, and in brief they have explained the details of your entire parliamentary functioning. That was very nice, and I appreciate all the three for that expression. And really appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much and keep it up. Thank you.
Now I request Asta ma'am to share her valuable takeaway for today's event.
Good afternoon, dear parents, and a very good afternoon to all the esteemed members of the Parliament here. You know, I'm sorry. I have never witnessed such an interesting session of a Parliament. So thank you so much for presenting it in such an amazing way. As Shukla has said, it was very realistic. Your expressions, your dress up, your confidence, your your power, your zeal, fighting spirit, everything was very, very relatable. We could see that in your eyes, we could hear that in your words. So hats off to all of you. Clap for your own self. With appreciating Rugved, Aradhya and Lakshita, am I right? All three of you, see, you started the mock parliament event, and the way you started, the way you kind of, took us through what exactly happens there, caught all the interest. So thank you so much. You were awesome. So yes, and then we had beautiful presentations of songs and dances. We need to be very vigilant of what we do, how we do, to appreciate the difference of opinion. We are one, but we are different.
In spite of the years that my color of the hair show, right, and the years I have been into education, this moment is very overwhelming for all of us. Indeed, it is very overwhelming. So a big round of applause for our esteemed parents. A loud shout out for my team of educators who ensured that these children, while they were coming over here, they were not just having empty papers. These were documentary evidences, and if you really paid attention to the facts and figures that were enshrined in the speeches. That is what a good parliamentary debate is all about, and we are very, very proud of our children, our educators, and the support we got from our parents, preparing the children, supporting the children, and for our dignitaries for being over here, my HMs, AGM, everyone over here, because we make up a team and we see that it comes to some stage where we see the next milestone to follow up upon. Thank you very much.
A very good afternoon to everyone over here. When first time we heard about mock parliament is going to be there, and I guess the school started by a selection procedure. For that they had a jam or elocution competition and chosen few what we could see over here. I was just thinking this kind of exposure being in our childhood have never got in. Although we had said Nagarik Shastra, आपल्याला होता, but however, it was like a optional subject. I was also thinking about one more thing, how this idea came to somebody's mind. I don't know really whose idea is it, because the thing is that every school do give same kind of education or the learning through the textbook. But what it has happened over here is a fantabulous thing. The germination of this thought, I don't know who has brought in, but it is fantabulous. Give a big round of applause. Really a great thought for such kind of thing.
So let's see our victorious students who gave their best performance today. So now is the time for the vital part of our event, and that is the certificate distribution.
Part of Ashoka Talks, and she performed wonderfully over there. A big round of applause for Aradhya.
Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today and creates a vision for tomorrow. Now is the time to thank each and every member who helped us to present this event. To begin with, I would like to thank our Honorable Secretary Shukla Sir, Managing Trustee Astha Ma'am, will certainly inspire many of us to become great leaders of the great democracy. I hope you all have been benefited from it. I would also like to thank the helping hands who worked sincerely to make this event a grand success. I shall start with Admin Department, Housing Department, Art Department, Vijay Deore Sir, team leaders, Iram Ma'am, and the person who captured all the glimpses, our own Ramesh Sir and Manoj Sir.